Hi, welcome to the Listen Up Girl podcast, your daily LGBTQ plus news podcast. I'm Zach Reynolds Friedman. Today is Saturday, June 13th, 2026, and we are day 13 of Pride Month. Yesterday was one of the most significant days in LGBTQ plus history, the 10-year anniversary of the Pulse nightclub massacre in Orlando. And today the community is responding. Today we process. Today we march. Today we keep going. Today, the survivors who turned the worst night of their lives into a decade of fighting back. Baltimore is taking over the streets this morning with its annual Pride Parade. Colorado's Black Pride Parade is in full swing. Hartford, Connecticut is throwing its most ambitious Pride event ever. Paris is mid-fortnight in the building towards its Grand March. And a brand new queer series dropped on streaming this week that you'll need to add to your list right now. So let's get into it. Starting with the Pulse nightclub, the day after, the decade after. Yesterday, the world marked 10 years since 49 people were murdered at the Pulse nightclub in Orlando during Latin Night, the deadliest attack on LGBTQ plus community in American history. 49 lives, 48 more wounded, 300 people inside the club when the shooting started at 2 a.m. And today, the morning after, we're seeing is not just grief, it's defiance. Across the country last night, vigils were held in Orlando at a Catholic church of St. Luke drew a packed house. The church bells tolled 49 times, one for each person killed. A priest wore a stole gifted by the mother of one of the victims, a stole embroidered with all 49 names. The Pulse building itself, as many as you know, was demolished earlier this year to make way for a permanent memorial. The city of Orlando has committed $12 million to the project. Construction is set to begin this fall with an expected opening in 2027, preserving the original dance floor, a healing garden, and a survivor's wall. And Pulse survivors and activist Brandon Wolf is back in Florida, the man who lost two of his best friends in that attack and turned his grief into a decade of advocacy. First, the Human Rights Campaign, and now with Equality Florida, says the moment calls for courage. His words to find the kind of courage like that is contagious, the kind that inspires others to be courageous in their own right. Tonight, he'll be at the event in Orlando with drag, drinks, and a scholarship giveaway for LGBT young people and leaders, because that's what we do. We honor the dead by fighting for the living. 49 names, say them, remember them, and keep going. Next, Baltimore takes to the streets. Today in Baltimore, Charm City is in full parade mode. The 2026 Baltimore Pride Parade is rolling this morning with the theme Charm City Homecoming. Floats, marching bands, community groups, performers, and thousands of people showing up on Charles Street at 12 o'clock. Roads are closed from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., and after the parade, everyone heads to Druid Hill Park for the festival. Live performances, DJs, wellness programs, vendors, food, and all the good stuff that makes a Pride festival worth going to. This is Baltimore's Pride signature moment. The week started June 8th and already included a fashion show, a skate party, and a 5K race. Today and tomorrow are the main events. If you're in Baltimore area, get out there. If you're not, this is the kind of community pride that reminds us why Pride started in the first place. Not a corporate spectacle, a homecoming. Next, Colorado Black Pride, it's going off. Colorado Black Pride Week has been building all week, and today is a major moment. Tonight at X Bar in Denver, there's a stage full of drag queens, drag kings, and queer performers, and RuPaul's Drag Race contestant, Kenya Pleaser, will be in the building. The whole week has been a celebration of Black and queer joy. Thursday was Black Pride Kiki Ball, a competitive ballroom event hosted by legendary ballroom master Deshaun Wesley. Last night was the House is Packed Block Party honoring Frankie Knuckles, the godfather of house music. And tomorrow, Sunday, brings a queer cookout with special guest T.S. Madison, who I always love, trans activist and TV personality who will be joining the celebration at X Bar's Beer Bust. This is the beauty of Pride Month when it's done right. Not one big parade once a year, but a full week of community, culture, and joy. Black Pride spaces have always been the heartbeat of queer community building, and Colorado is showing out. Next, Hartford is having its moment. We're going to Connecticut for a second because Hartford's Capital City Pride is happening today, and it's not playing around. The Hartford Pride Center is presenting an event designed to flip the script on a typical resource fair and tabling model, and instead they're building what they're calling a dynamic, artist-centered experience. The focus is on creativity, connection, community voice, local performers, queer artists, and real cultural programming. The event is happening in downtown Hartford today, and it represents what Pride organizers across the country are increasingly recognizing, that Pride isn't just a parade and a vendor booth. It's not opportunity to center artists, storytellers, and community voices that are too often get pushed to the margins, even with LGBTQ plus spaces. Shout out to the Harvard Pride Center for building something different. Next, Paris Pride Fortnight is building. Over in Paris, Paris Fortnight is in full swing, organized by Enter LGBT, which is celebrating 26 years of commitment this year. The fortnight runs June 11th through the 27th, building up in the Grand Pride March on June 27th. The lineup so far has been stunning. Wednesday was the Fear Gala of the Opera Comique, a major charity event celebrating queer culture and talent. Today, June 13th, brings Lipstick Polychrome, a 100% queer, free for all at Bar Gallia in Pantene on the outskirts of the city from 4 p.m. to 1 a.m., and it's free entry. And in 2 weeks, Paris will host the Grand March with what's expected to be hundreds of thousands of people. This is what Pride looks like when a city leans all the way in. 2 weeks, multiple events, building a massive collective moment. When some cities in America are getting their Pride flags yanked off federal buildings, Paris is building a fortnight. Just saying. Next, what to watch this weekend? Proud. So let's end with a streaming recommendation because you deserve something good to watch this weekend while you recover from Pride events and process the weight of this week. Proud, a new Polish queer series, dropped on streaming June 12th. The premise, a young gay man has been living a fully hedonistic life free of responsibility until tragedy takes his sister and he's suddenly left to raise her baby. What starts as a fish out of water premise becomes something more, a story about what it means to build a life, what chosen family actually looks like in practice, and what happens when someone who has been living only for themselves has to finally show up for someone else. Critics are responding well, and for those who follow international LGBTQ plus storytelling, the Polish context matters. The series comes from a country that has been in an active political battle over LGBTQ rights and visibility for years. Queer Polish storytellers making this story right now is not a small thing, so add it to your list. Good queer TV is its own form of resistance. And if you watch the show, come and leave a comment and let me know what you think, because I'll be watching it this weekend myself. And this is Saturday, June 13th edition of Listen Up Girl, day 13 of Pride Month. Today we held the grief from yesterday and we kept moving. We marched in Baltimore, we celebrated Black queer joy in Colorado, we watched the Hartford build something new, we looked across the ocean to Paris, remembered what it looks like when a city chooses us fully, and we added a little queer Polish TV to the weekend watch list. This is what Pride Month is. Not just one day, not just a parade. It's the whole month of showing up. And you're showing up. I'm Zach Randalls. This is Listen Up Girl. Find us wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio. And if this show means something to you, share it, review it, and let me know how I can help it grow. Thanks so much. Stay loud and stay proud, and I'll see you tomorrow with more news. Thanks for listening.